Hi all, this is Matt from tracymatt.co.uk, and here I have the Utano T180 Barrier, which, well, that's the name that rings no bells whatsoever. Not a brand that I'd come across previously, but our friends over at Clove Technology sent us this one to review. That's Clove at clove.co.uk. It's a ruggedised handset, designed very much for outdoor use, and it's waterproof and all that kind of stuff. But just give me a second, we'll take a look at that in a minute, and just want to see what other accessories we have been provided in the box. So we have some paperwork on top. There we go. So we have a getting started guide. Then we have a proper manual, the English portion of which is at the back. And well, it starts in German, so I guess they're a German company. We then have a USB, micro USB sync charge cable. Interestingly, I've never seen such a thing in a box with a handset before. We have a compass with a little carabiner and a little key. I guess that's used for opening the device somehow. Yet we have screws on the back where the battery is, so that's opening the device, and key ringy type thing there as well, so that's kind of cool. Very outdoors. We have a charger. This is a European charger, 2 round pins with a USB connector on the bottom. And then finally we have a wired headset, which looks a little bit ropey. It's a 4-pole 3.5mm jack, inline microphone with a push button, which to be honest is pretty ugly. And then the actual headphones themselves, they look a little bit HTC-esque in terms of their design, but they kind of look a bit basic. I very much suspect you will be reverting to using your own headphones with that. So let's take a look at the handset itself. In terms of specification, it's not a very high-res display. Let's be clear about this. It's designed to be ruggedized, completely waterproof, you know, drop-proof and all that kind of stuff. Very much an outdoors phone. Maybe if you're in the construction industry, you're on boats, you're a hiker, camper, that kind of thing. That's pretty much what this is aimed at. So we have, in terms of display, we have, I've just lost it here. It's 320 by 480 pixels, so not particularly high res, and it's a 3.2-inch display, which is quite small in the middle of that there, but obviously all the protection there surrounds it as well. We have sensors on the front, ambient light and proximity, and just at the top there is actually the loudspeaker. Capacitive touch buttons underneath, and then physical buttons for the phone keys and a menu key in the bottom there as well. All the way around the outside you see sort of rubberized and metal components rather than sort of just typical plastic parts as well. The bumpers around the outside protect the screen because they're proud of the screen, and obviously around the corners as well, so if you drop it and that kind of thing. Designed to be waterproof, so all of these covers are gasketed. So we have the micro USB sync charge connector quite a long way down that hole, and the cover over it has a grommet all the way around it, and it's quite tight to keep that waterproof. There's a button on the side which looks like that's a camera button. Turn the backlight, it's probably to turn the LED flash on and off. Nothing really to see on the bottom. Over on the right hand side we have a camera button, up and down volume buttons there as well. Again, they're actually rubberized rather than physical buttons. They sort of do require a fair amount of force to push them because of all the rubber around them. On the top, again, we have what's that? That's the headphone connector, again down a reasonable sort of crevice there with rubberized grommets around the outside. Power button is immediately on top as well. So on the back we have a 5 megapixel autofocus camera. There is an LED flash there as well. As I mentioned, with the flash button there, I guess that turns that on and off. Screws on the outside, which is what we saw this little screwdriver key type thing for, is so that we can actually unscrew the back cover to get to the battery, and then this lanyardy bit pokes underneath there, so you actually can connect it to this clip and clip this onto your belt or your rucksack or whatever it might be. It's quite a weighty handset. All the protection and obviously adds up. So in terms of the actual weight, it's 160 grams. It does feel quite chunky. It really it looks functional. It's definitely going to be a fairly niche market. It's a little bit more sexy than perhaps the JCB Tough phones, but it does run Android. Let's see if we can power up. Awesome. It looks like it's been shipped with absolutely no battery power, but we'll come back and do another video of that. Let me run down the specification instead. So we've got Android 2.3.5 Gingerbread, a single core 800 MHz processor, micro SDHC memory card support. Apparently, I don't know where that would go. I guess that goes under the back cover. Hey, why the hell don't we just unscrew the back cover and let's take a look what we've got underneath. So I think it's probably the first time I've had to unscrew the back cover of a device like this. So that's one. Kind of awkward with it being on a key ring. Let's keep going. Nearly there. Must be nearly there. Right, there we go. So that's the back cover off. Again, that has rubber sealed all the way around it, and it's metallized as well. And indeed, it's actually got a bit of a kink in it. I guess that's means so that when you tighten it up, it stays really good. There we go. So, SIM card there. Very interesting. Two SIM card sockets underneath, one for GSM and one for WCDMA. Two SIM cards underneath there, and the micro SD memory card slot there. It does support up to 32 gigs micro SDHC memory card. Possibly one of the largest batteries I've seen in a handset for quite some time physically. Is a 2000 milliamp hour battery, or 2 amp hour battery. So physically one of the largest I've seen. That's obviously going to contribute significantly to the weight, but that pops back in there like so. And obviously we then would have to screw the back cover on. I'll get this battery charged, and then let's do another portion of a video when we can actually get some juice into it. But carrying on with the specification, in terms of RAM, 256 meg of RAM, 512 meg of ROM. As I've mentioned, the display is 3.2 inch, 320 by 480 capacitive, and it's an IPS panel apparently. Quad band for GSM and tri-band for HSDPA. Bluetooth 2.1 with A2DP support. Wi-Fi supporting 802.11b, G and N standards. The micro USB connector on the on the side there, supporting USB 2.0 and 3.5mm headphone jack on top. Built-in GPS with assisted GPS, Google Maps, and all that kind of stuff. 5 megapixel autofocus camera on the back, and there is a front-facing camera. Sorry, I missed that out. It's only a 300,000 pixel. So a 0.3 megapixel forward-facing camera, so it's only going to be, to be honest, only good for it's video conferencing. Not really going to do that much in terms of photography with it. G sensor, proximity sensor, digital compass, and gyro, which is built in. I guess the compass is adding to the outdoorsy nature of the handset. And in terms of size, 125mm from top to bottom, 65mm wide, and one of the chunkiest that we've looked at for quite some time, at 20.5mm thick. 160 grams, I already mentioned. Does feel kind of weighty, it's kind of chunky, but in terms of how resistant it is to environment, it's water, dust and shock resistant, and is tested to IP67 rating as well. I guess we could just try chucking it around and throwing it in a bucket of water, but maybe you guys over at Clove wouldn't be as happy with that. But if it's something you're looking for, if you're say camper, if you're somebody that works outdoors a lot of the time, particularly as the weather's drawing in, becoming a lot less desirable if you're working outdoors and getting phones wet, or you're just in a working environment where other phones just don't cut it, then this is definitely worth having a look at. This is the Utano Barrier T180. It's dual SIM, running Android. It's provided to us by the guys over at Clove Technology at clove.co.uk. It's currently listed at 310, just over £310, including VAT. So it's worth a look. We'll do a full review for you, and I'll do a short video where we actually have a look at the OS as well. I don't think it's going to be terribly sexy in terms of the OS. It's Android 2.3.5, but we'll benchmark it nevertheless anyway. But remember, it's designed to be ruggedized rather than cutting edge in terms of technology. I'll do a full review for you, and we'll check it out. And well, let's see if we can find somebody that does a lot of camping that can actually maybe test it out. In the meantime, if you want to follow us on Twitter, it's twitter.com/TracyandMatt or facebook.com/TracyandMatt.co.uk. And I'll be back soon with some more reviews and videos on TracyandMatt.co.uk. But for now, thanks for watching.